Ever run into a transaction that needs to be split across multiple categories, and then you realize your database has no idea how to handle it? Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I'm your instructor, Richard Rost. Today we're going to talk about split transactions in Microsoft Access and why a simple category field eventually breaks down in real-world financial databases. We'll discuss the concept of using a split table, how the relationship works, and why this design is the standard way to handle transactions that belong to more than one category. Today's question comes from Ariana in Columbus, Georgia, one of my Platinum members. She says, I built a check register database in Microsoft Access following along with your video. It works pretty well. I can track deposits, expenses, and I added categories. But some transactions need to be split across multiple categories. I know software like QuickBooks can do this, but I'm trying to do this in my own database. How do split transactions work, and how would I design this in Access? Well, that's a great question. It's something that comes up a lot when people start building financial databases. I get asked this all the time. In fact, I think it's the number one comment on my check register database. So let's talk about it. When people first build a check register in Access, they usually start with a very simple design. You have a transaction table with things like the date, description, amount, and you can add a category. Maybe you've got categories like rent, utilities, office supplies, stuff like that. Every transaction gets assigned to exactly one category. That's if you put like a category ID in your transaction table. And honestly, for a lot of simple tracking systems, that's perfectly fine. But the moment you start dealing with real-world financial data, you quickly run into situations where a single transaction can belong to multiple categories. Let's say you have a home office like I do. You might determine that 10% of your household utilities are related to your business and the rest are personal. So when you pay the electric bill, it's technically one payment, but from an accounting perspective, part of that is a business expense and part of it's personal. Another classic example is a mortgage payment. You write one check to the bank every month, but that payment is actually made up of several pieces. There's principal, there's interest, there's property taxes and insurance that go in through escrow. It's one payment, but those pieces can be categorized differently. And if your database only has one category field per transaction, you hit a wall pretty quickly. Now, some people will try to work around this by adding categories over here like category 1, category 2, category 3, but that gets messy fast and that doesn't scale well at all. So what happens when you need 4 splits or 5? Now you're adding another field and redesigning your database again. It's the same problem you run into with order entry, right? If you have one order table, you can't have line 1, line 2, line 3 and have like 10 lines. What happens if you have 11 items on the order now? So you get the same problem. So a better approach is to use a second table, a split table. This would be the same analogy as the order entry table having order details, right? The line items. So a split table simply means that one transaction can be divided into multiple pieces, and each piece has its own category, its own amount, but they all belong to the same original transaction. So for example, you might have a $3,000 mortgage payment, right? $250 electric bill, but those are broken up into different categories. So your mortgage payment, transaction 1, right? You got principal, interest, and the escrow for your taxes and insurance, right? Transaction 2 for your electric bill, utilities, that's maybe your business percentage of it, right? And then the owner percentage of it, which doesn't get applied toward your business, is the rest of it, right? The transaction table holds the actual payment amount that you made to your mortgage or to your electric bill or whatever. And the splits table is what holds all of the categories where you apply this stuff to. So you've got a basic one-to-many relationship going on here. Right? And from a database perspective, you can have a check register table that has all of your regular transactions in it. This is what I build in my check register database. That's this guy. This is what Ariana was talking about up front, right? This is the database she started with. And she added a category ID in here so each transaction can belong to a category. And I've got a category table here, right? So you could put a category ID in the check register table, but then you're locked into just one category per transaction. So the key then is to use a middle table here, a split table. Okay, you can think of it like a junction table in a many-to-many relationship, but yeah, either way, it's a many-to-many if you're looking at check register transactions to categories. Then your splits handle the middle work, right? And then from a form perspective, close these guys down here, right? Here's the check register form. Here's all your transactions. And here we have a subform that shows the individual splits. So this electric payment right here, right? $20 of it goes toward the actual utilities. The rest of it's an owner draw. Okay? And I find editing this stuff, unless you want to be doing constant math, it works better if you make an edit splits button. I lock this thing down so it's read only. And then this edit splits, this pops up a little modal pop-up window where you can do your math and stuff in here. And then you can either save or cancel it because you don't want the users just messing with the stuff back in here. Okay, I'm going to hit cancel. But the key concept here is that you've got a relationship between two tables, right? And then when you do all of your accounting as far as how much money you spent on each of your categories or tax time comes around, you base your reports on the split information because that's the actual categories for your transactions. So watch my check register video to get started with building that check register. My relationships video will teach you how to set up the tables, right? Form the relationships between them. My subforms video will teach you how to build that subform. This video will teach you about modal and pop-up forms. And if you want to see all of this put together, I just recently finished my Access Developer Level 54 class that covers building this split transaction system in detail, including adding percentages, rolling back transactions if the user hits cancel, and all kinds of other stuff. There's a link. I'll put a link down below you can click on as well to check it out. All right, so the big takeaway today is if a transaction can belong to more than one category, you solve it with a split table, not extra category fields. That simple design change makes your database much more flexible and scalable. Post a comment down below and let me know what you thought of today's video and how you might use split tables in your own database. But that's going to be your tech help video for today, brought to you by accesslearningzone.com. I hope you learned something. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button right now and give me a like. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel, which is completely free, and make sure you click that bell icon and select all to receive notifications whenever I post a new video. Do you need help with your Microsoft Access project? Whether you need a tutor, a consultant, or a developer to build something for you, check out my Access Developer Network. It's a directory I put together personally of Access experts who can help with your project. Visit my website to learn more. Any links or other resources that I mentioned in the video can be found in the description text below the video. Just click on that show more link right there. YouTube's pretty good about hiding that, but it's there. Just look for it. Now, if you have not yet tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access, including building forms, queries, reports, tables, all that stuff. It's over 4 hours long. You can find it on my website or my YouTube channel. I'll include a link below you can click on. And did I mention it's completely free? And if you like Level 1, Level 2 is just $1. That's it. And it's free for members of my YouTube channel at any level. Speaking of memberships, if you're interested in joining my channel, you get all kinds of awesome perks. Silver members get access to all of my extended cut tech help videos, and there's hundreds of them by now. They also get one free beginner class each month, and yes, those are from my full courses. Gold members get the previous perks plus access to download all of the sample databases that I build in my tech help videos. Plus you get access to my code vault where I keep tons of different functions and all kinds of source code that I use. And gold members get one free expert class every month after completing the beginner series. Platinum members get all of the previous perks, plus they get all of my beginner courses, all of them from every subject, and you get one free advanced or developer class every month after finishing the expert series. And you can become a diamond sponsor and have your name listed on the sponsor page on my website. So that's it. Once again, my name is Richard Rost. Thank you for watching this video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something today. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time.